Sons of Tucson was an American comedy television series starring Tyler Labiner, Frank Dolce, Matthew Levy and Benjamin Stockham. It premiered on Fox on March 11, 2010. The show was announced as a mid-season show to air on Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. PT in between animated hits The Simpsons and Family Guy, although it was changed to 9:30 PT, replacing American Dad. On April 5, 2010, it was announced that Fox had cancelled Sons of Tucson after only 4 episodes. The remaining 9 episodes that were ordered were burned off, beginning June 6, ending on August 1, 2010. Premise: the series is about the Gunderson brothers. They own a house in Tucson, Arizona, but since their mother left and their father is in prison, they hire Ron to be their father. At first, the boys just need a father in specific situations, but then they find they have to keep Ron around because he is needed to shake off suspicions. Characters. Main characters: Ron Snufkin is a 30-something sporting goods employee who is discovered by the Gunderson brothers to substitute for their imprisoned father. He is hired to shake away any suspicions from teachers and neighbors, who suspect that the boys are fending for themselves. He is considered a slacker and is always ready to take the easy way out of certain situations. Gary Gunderson is the middle child of the Gunderson brothers and is the mastermind of hiring Ron as their fake father. Although he is very intellectual, he can get easily stressed by certain situations. In one episode, his stress causes him to take blood pressure medication. His serious attitude always bothers people around him. Brandon Gunderson is the oldest of the brothers. Out of all of brothers, he is most confused about life, but is always ready to say what is on his mind when it needs to be said. He is considered a free spirit. Robbie Gunderson is the youngest of the brothers. Like many children his age, he enjoys junk food and watching television for many hours. He is the most troublesome of the brother. Minor characters. Glenn is Ron's childhood friend. He is very impressionable and is always willing to follow Ron's schemes. He is frequently pushed around by his wife, Angela. Angela is Glenn's wife. She is very bossy and does not like the fact that her husband is friends with Ron. She is very suspicious of Ron's fatherly care for his sons, and frequently pesters Glenn about wanting to have children. Maggie Morales is Robbie's third-grade teacher. She is very serious about her job and sometimes worried about the environment Robbie is being raised in. It is assumed that Ron has a crush on her, after a failed attempt at getting a kiss, unbeknownst to her. Mike Proudfoot is one of the employees at Ron's job, Sports Space. He is a Native American, who Ron always asks for advice on what a Native American would know about. Their conversations usually consist of Mike denouncing that he knows more about life than what he already knows about his heritage. Joker is one of Ron's friends who is always ready to let him in on his illegal but profitable activities. Guest stars. Guest stars during show's run included Alan Alvarado, Alex Breckenridge, Jake Busey, Stephanie Courtney, Kurt Fuller, Jamie Grayhider, David Lambert, Keegan-Michael Key, Michael Kostroff, Sydney Park, Stephanie Scott, Haley Steinfeld, Stacey Travis, Andrew Walker, Nikki Ziering and series producer Justin Befield. Episodes. Production. The show was produced by 20th Century Fox Television, Walking Dead Productions and J2 TV. Executive producer Todd Holland said Tyler Labiner is an actor who is funny, rather than a comedian. Labiner needs to know the appropriate emotional response for his character. Frank Dolce, who plays 11-year-old Gary, said Gary is in charge because his 13-year-old brother just does what makes him feel good and goes along with what others want. His 8-year-old brother couldn't be in charge because he is anti-authority. Co-creator Tommy Dewey said having an 11-year-old in charge was more interesting. Recasting. In July 2009, Fox announced they were recasting the 2 principal roles of Robbie and Brandon. Producer Justin Befield states this was due to scheduling issues. Robbie Gunderson was originally played by Davis Cleveland and Brandon Gunderson was originally played by Troy Gentile. Reception. In its original American broadcast, the pilot episode was viewed by 4.514 million viewers and received an 18-49 Nielsen rating of 2.15, coming fourth in its time slot and becoming the least viewed show on Fox that night. Sandra Gonzalez of Entertainment Weekly gave the episode a positive review, saying, "Like I said, there is not much by way of plot, but the individual pieces of the show give it promise." As critic Ken Tucker said in his take, "If you like Tyler Labine's laid-back dude vibe and Reaper, you'll probably enjoy Sons of Tucson. Labine does a great job at making Snufkin a lovable buffoon without crossing the line into campy." The pilot also rested on Labine's ability to portray the undeniably creepy Snufkin as likable. Considering the premise, Todd Verdenwerf of the AV Club gave the episode a B, saying, "Tucson has a premise too potentially creepy for it to be as mediocre as it is. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a bad show. It's not a particularly good one either, but it's average enough that it would be pretty unobjectionable without the fact that its premise is problematic." Broadcast history. The series premiered on March 11, 2010 in Canada on Global at 9:30 p.m. ET, and on March 14, 2010 in the United States on Fox at 9:30 p.m. ET. This schedule remained until its cancellation was announced on April 5, 2010 after only 4 episodes. It returned to air its remaining episodes on June 6, 2010, airing Sundays at 7:30 p.m. ET on Fox, and at 10:30 p.m. ET on Global. Pop culture references. Sons of Tucson was mentioned on 2 Seth MacFarlane-produced sitcoms. First on the Family Guy episode, Excellence in Broadcasting, when Stewie Griffin notes that Fox sometimes has bad ideas, while a fake ad for Sons of Tucson appears on screen. He then points at the ad and goes on saying, "Let's all just sit here and remember that this was a thing." Then on the American Dad episode, Jenny Frodder Block, in which Roger reads an advertisement printed on a promotional stress ball, and says, "Sons of Tucson, new on Fox. When was this on? I watch Fox. I never saw this."